Today we're dealing with a sewer line that is completely backed up with sewage, massive root intrusion, and more importantly, an epoxy liner that is completely destroyed by a rotor-rooter cable. We're about to get started right now. So in 2009, this pipe was completely rehabilitated with an epoxy inversion liner. But what happened was they had a backup due to roots entering into the fittings. They called the rotor-rooter cable guy and completely destroyed the liner. So in today's video, we're gonna extract that sewer line water and then try to rehabilitate and save this line with our coating, all of our equipment. So stay tuned, we're gonna get started right now. So you can see the street here. The street is higher than the actual house. The house sits down lower. Here's the main line clean out right here. Here's the main line clean out. You can see there's water holding right there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put our drop cloths down just so we can protect it. We're dealing with sewage and other contaminants, so we want to protect the customer's property. Yeah, so now we have a clean area to work with, and we always like doing this. We also use 6 mil plastic as well, but for this will be good. So we're going to clear the line, run the camera, and then figure out what next steps that we're going to do to get this liner out. A lot of homeowners aren't aware, especially when they have an emergency. They're calling out a miscellaneous plumber who doesn't know the history of the line either. They go in there with their cable and they completely destroy the epoxy liner, especially if it's a very difficult stoppage. Those blades are going in and out and it's just tearing up that liner. So right now we're going to use our chains to get the line cleared, and you know, now that the liner's already destroyed, this is a good time to come in here and just start tearing that liner, and hopefully we can pull it out. Keep your fingers crossed. So as you can see here, we've got our Maxi Miller machine here with our chains. So we're going to go ahead and run the main line, the camera first. We may get lucky by poking a hole. All we need to do is insert something in there to get this water out of the line so we can get a better idea with the camera. So 50-50 chance we'll clear it with the camera. Looks like it's going down. Oh. Yeah, as you can see here, it looks like we've got water moving. That's a good sign. It's been about 6-7 minutes. This line was holding a lot of water. That's why it's taking its time to drain, but we're flowing, which is a good sign. We're just waiting for the ability to be able to see everything. So waiting for this to drain out completely. So it must have been a soft stoppage. A lot of times the toilet paper will get caught up on the roots, and that's why the camera was successful, was able to push that soft clog and get things flowing again. All right, as you can see now, we're getting some visual here of the line. There's actually the liner right there. See the roots there? I believe that's, yeah, you can see that liner's completely ripped up right there. Right there. So what happens is that cable, as it's running down that liner, it's scraping the top of that, and then it just, see there's toilet paper right there. And that's where the roots are right there. Check that out. That's in about 6-7 feet. Massive root intrusion right there. Now that we've got the line cleared, we have a visual of what's going on. We're going to use the Max Miller cutters to get in there and start cutting away. Hopefully we can cut and remove this liner out of the way, and then we're going to do a coating process. We're also going to extract those roots, and then we're going to try to coat those fittings where the roots don't get through those fittings any longer, because the customer wants a long-term solution for sure. All right, so we're going to insert, let me show you what the Max Miller cutters look like. All right, we're going to go ahead and retrieve it and see what we do to get some, a little bit of roots there. All right, guys, so here we go. We're going to pull it out. I think we got caught on something here. We're going to see what we got here.
Hold on. It's a big clogging.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that. Massive roots. That's what's great about these chains, you guys, is it really takes care of all these roots. What is that right there? Oh, that's the liner.
Yeah, it's the liner.
See, that's part of the liner right there. Guys, it smells super nasty too. I mean, this, you could tell that the sewer water's been laying in this line for a while, so the off gas is pretty bad. This is why it's important to have drop cloths and things like this, just to protect the property. And it's less cleaning at the end of the day too, and customers can appreciate it when they come out and see this type of protection.
Big side.
Look, guys, so here's the part of the liner here. Look at that. Just pour it all up. Nothing like having a nice shop back on site. Dust, sewage. All right, so now that we've got the line cleared, we're gonna take a water hose, put some fresh water in there and flush out some of that debris, and then reinsert the camera, get a better view as to the condition of the line now, and then we'll come up with a strategy as what we're gonna do to repair this, so stay tuned. We're using our own water hose. We never wanna use the customer's water hose because that's would be very contaminated after, especially this type of water hose here.
The water hose in there, Jacob?
They've got this here, so you imagine putting this in the sewage water,
Okay.
it would just absorb, so. All right, guys, so we've taken the camera now. There's the city's connection right there. You see the lateral? And now we're back on our customer's property right there. That's their lateral. So, all right, guys, so now that we've marked it, all the water's completely out. Now it's time to get the Maxi Miller back in there with the chains and completely destroy this liner and pull it out. So here we go. You can see our chains right there.
Okay. Well.
All right, guys, we've been at it for about 20 minutes now. Flush some more water and see what we come up with here.
Okay.
So you can see here we're putting our sander on there. That's what that's going to do is once we get down to the edge of where we remove the liner, that's going to sand it down really, really well. That's what's great about this this tip here.
Spin it.
We're going to take the water hose and flush all that debris out. All right, guys, so what we're going to do is you can see that there's a clean section of that liner. As we pull back, you see that separation right there where the roots were growing underneath. We're going to go ahead and insert a coating material from inside the liner all the way out. Keep backing out. All of this, which is ABS, those are the connections. We'll line all of it or coat all of this to that point right there. So what our strategy is, guys, is we're going to go ahead and do a coating process to all of those ABS fittings. Now, if the roots are that aggressive, which they are in this area, the great thing about the coating process is if we do, let's say in 5-10 years, he gets roots coming through that fitting again, unlike a liner, we can go in there, descale those roots out, and then add another coating to that affected area. So that's the great thing about this coating process. All right, guys, now we're getting our coating equipment ready to go. Got our coater over there where we insert the epoxy. It goes into this right here, this tube, this funnel here, and then the pump pumps it through this tube right here. And we connect it to this right here, and that does the injection. So these brushes are really cool because it displaces the coating really well inside the actual pipe and the fitting. So we're going to go ahead and install a brand new one just so we can have a nice displacement here. All right, so as we get this set up here, we've already informed and notified the client not to use any water because we want that line to be as dry as possible. So when you're inserting any type of coating, you want that line to be dry. In fact, probably going to have to introduce some air into that line, possibly to get that line completely dry, because we want that coating to be completely cured as much as possible. So this right here, you guys, what it does is it pumps out the resin. This right here gets the first coat, and then as we back it up, last brush right here smooths everything out. So that's why there's two brushes on this. Now you've seen in our other videos where we've done coating on cast iron pipe. This is a perfect application for cast iron that's compromised. Great way to rehabilitate that line. But in this case, we're going to be doing ABS plastic with the fittings just to prevent that root intrusion from coming back. All right, here's our resin, guys. And we're putting it out in the sun for a reason, just because we want it to kind of loosen up a little bit because it's been in the at the shop. So we really want to lay this into the sun. It just spreads easier. It's not as thick, so that's why it's in the sun. All right, guys, so we've got a little bit of water inside the pipe, so we're going to use a shop vac. Since the water is holding close by the clean out, we're going to go ahead and extract it. We could also use the blower side too to push air, but right now we're going to go ahead and extract that water with the vacuum. So the vacuum, guys, wasn't working with the regular hose, so we went ahead and created a smaller hose, 3/8 hose, and duct tape, and that really created an awesome suction. So we got all the water out now. Now we're ready to apply the coating. Okay, we made our measurements, so now we're just cutting it, getting it prepped, connecting to the pump. As you can see, there's our brushes right there, guys, inside the line. So that's where we're going to start the coating process and then work our way back. So if we didn't have this technology, guys, obviously we'd have to dig it all up here. And then as we come over here, this line is completely, it's probably 7-8 feet below ground here because of the street. So with this technology, it gives us, right now our brushes are right around this area right here. Look at the ficus right here. This is what's causing the root intrusion. These ficus are very aggressive to sewer lines. So that's why trenchless technology is a perfect application for this situation, just because of the landscape and all of the trees. All right, guys, so we're just waiting for the epoxy to come out that brush there. That's an indicator that we can start the application. That's what's great about these cameras. It's almost like surgery, where it allows us the ability to look inside the line and be able to apply our brushes and make sure that all the roots. So these cameras work really well with this type of application. Still not getting any epoxy yet. We're still waiting. All right, you can see the epoxy there, right there. You can see right there, you guys. There's see how the epoxy is filling up. So if we had a crack there, for example, we'd be able to utilize that and fill up a crack at the bottom of a pipe with that epoxy.
Stop.
All right, guys, you can see here we took it all the way up to the clean out here. So that's what the ABS looks like now. Completely coated. Super happy with the results here. Well, guys, hopefully this gave you some insight as to providing you some options if you do have that root intrusion, whether it's ABS, cast iron. Coating is definitely a great solution, and it's affordable, it's quick. So hopefully this was insightful for you. Make sure you leave the comments down below, hit that subscribe button, and as always, we'll see you on the next one.